Okay, good evening, everyone. So in the last class, we started the auto scaling and we deployed instances. And while creating the auto scaling, we started with minimum 2 servers and maximum 6. Whenever the average CPU is going more than 60%, then automatically a new instance will be created. And whenever the CPU is less than 60%, then the existing instance will be deleted. But always it will maintain minimum 2 servers even if there is no load. So now what we do is we will log into both servers. We have 2 servers, right? And I will use some command which will create some kind of a load. So to test the things, we need some CPU, right? So I will use that command which will create some kind of infinite loop and which will consume all your CPU. So after some time, the average CPU will go more than 60%. And we can observe that the new instances are getting created. So now what I do is, first thing we have to log into these servers and we need to execute a command to increase the CPU. But in the real time, based on the usage, automatically the CPU will be increased, right? Okay, first I will log into the first server. So let me log in. EC2-user. Let me switch to the root user. And before executing the command, let me check what is the CPU utilization right now. So to check the CPU usage, we can use a command called top, T-O-P, top. As it is a Linux server, you cannot observe much CPU. Almost it is like a 0. Okay, right. So to get out of this window, you have to press Ctrl-C so that the process will stop. Like the CPU utilization, whatever it is displaying, that will stop. Now we have to execute this command. Paste it. And it is running now. And what is this number? 3133 is the process ID of this particular process. In the back end, some process is running. While the process is running, your CPU will be always utilized 100%. If you stop that particular process, then only the CPU will come down to the normal. So on first server, we set some CPU. And at the same time, we have to set the CPU on the second server also, right? Because it will calculate the average CPU of all the EC2 instances in that auto scaling group. So let me log into the second server also. So just instead of waiting for CPU to increase, we are increasing the CPU manually by doing some kind of more number of actions continuously. So whatever the command we entered, that will create some kind of infinite loop, which will consume all your CPU. This is the second server. And so let me switch the root user. And let me execute this command. Enter. So the number is 2979. Because later we have to close the process, right? That's why I'm noting down the number. For you, the process IDs will be different. In every computer, you will get a different process IDs. Okay, so here we have 2 servers. This is the server 1. And this is the server 2. Right? So now on the server 1, let me check what is the CPU utilization. What is the CPU utilization? 100%. On the second server, the CPU utilization is almost like 93% also. But it will calculate the average CPU utilization in the last 5 minutes. So to reach that particular CPU to 60%, it will take a lot of time. Because as of now, the CPU is 0% or 1%, right? So what will be the average now? Almost 50% or 51%, right? So it will calculate like 0 plus 100 divided by 2. So that will be like 50% only. We have to wait till the CPU is going more than 60% as per our configuration. So once the average CPU of all the EC2 instances in that auto scaling group is going more than 60%, then we can expect one new instance is getting created. Not only from that particular servers. If you go to your browser EC2 instance, here there is one tab called monitoring, right? If you check that particular monitoring tab, you can see what is the CPU utilization right now. So this is the CPU utilization. Let me click on these three blue dots and click on enlarge. What is the average CPU utilization in the last 5 minutes? It's like 40.6. 40.6 is the average CPU utilization. If someone like in one subject, if you got 0 marks, and if in the other subject, if you got 100 marks, what is the average? 50 only. So because here it is calculating the average CPU, it will take like one more minute or something to cross the average CPU of 60%. Till then, you have to wait. To observe the new EC2 instance creations. And if I go to the second server, and here this was started recently, right? The load was started recently. That's why still the CPU utilization is somewhere across like 12% or so. So gradually it will increase the CPU. And then once the CPU hits more than 60% or 60 point something, automatically new EC2 instances will be created here. And the same thing you can observe if you go to the auto scaling groups also. Because the auto scaling group will monitor the utilizations and everything, and it will create the new EC2 instances according to the requirement. If you click that, in the activity, you can see what exactly is happening. But nothing is happening right now. This is yesterday, July 14th. So if you go to the monitoring, so here you can see what is happening and all the things. What is the minimum number of what we call that? All the things will be available here. Let me go to the EC2. So here, let me enlarge it. It is showing the last 1 minute average, not 5 minutes average. Why it is showing last 1 minute average? Because we enabled detailed monitoring, right? That's why it is showing last 1 minute. If you go for last 5 minutes average, still it is 20, somewhere across like 26% or so. Because on one server you have 12% CPU utilization. On the other server you have 40 something, right? 43 or 44. The average will be 26. 12 plus 46, approximately 48 or something, divided by 2, like 23 or something. So that's what you got here. So this has to cross the 60%. This has to cross 60%. Once the CPU utilization is going more than what we call that the 60%, then you will receive, the auto scaling group will receive a notification that it is time to create a new EC2 instance. And that you can observe in the activity tab. You can see what is happening here. Waiting for instance warm-up. It is waiting for instance warm-up. What is the warm-up? Instance will be created, but it will not be added into the service. If you remember, we added 120 seconds as a warm-up period. After EC2 instance creation, it will take 120 minutes to start providing the service. And what is the information we got here? A monitor alarm, target tracking some alarm got triggered because the policy changing the desired capacity from 2 to 4. Because of like high CPU utilization, it observes that it requires more than one EC2 instance and it started 2 EC2 instances. And now what is the state of that? Pre-in service. After some 120 seconds of time, the instances will be added into the in service. If you go to the details, where is that refresh button? Okay, let me go back. And how many instances you can see here? 4. Desired capacity got increased. So if I wait some more time, you can observe the desired capacity will go to 5 and 6 also. And if you go to your email address, you can see that the two instances got created. Like whatever the message you can see in the activity tab, this message you will receive as an email notification, because we enabled alerts at the time of configuring the auto scaling, right? Okay, so just let us wait till it goes more than, it goes up to 6. Then we will wait for some more time, and then we can observe that it will not create more than 6, because the maximum capacity is 6, which we have set. Then we will stop the CPU utilization on all the servers. Then automatically the CPU will fall down, and you can observe that the existing instances will be deleted. That also we can observe here. So let me refresh the page. How many servers you can see? 5. And the same thing will be logged here. Just refresh if you can't see. Capacity is increasing from 4 to 5. If you wait 2 more minutes, it will create 1 more also. Okay. So just wait. After 6, we can observe all the maximum 6 got created. After that also, we will wait for 2 more minutes, and then we will stop the load. We will stop the load. But to delete the instances, it will take a lot of time, because the CPU has to be dropped down less than 60%, right? Right now, what is the CPU utilization? If I go to monitoring and if I click on EC2, not 1 minute. Sorry. So CPU is dropping down to 50%. Why? Any guess? Any guess why the CPU is dropping down? Because in the 2 instances, we have 100%, 100%. But what about the third? 0% utilization. So average will be 50. If you log into the third server and if you execute that command also, then obviously the CPU will again go back to 100%. And if the other instance got created, then again the CPU will be dropped down, the average CPU. So do we have to see the 1 minute window or 5 minutes window? Which one we have to monitor? Which one we have to monitor? Obviously 1 minute, because we enable the detailed monitoring. If you don't enable detailed monitoring, you have to check the 5 minutes window. There is no difference, because you will get the data every 5 minutes. But because we enable the detailed monitoring, you will get the data for every 1 minute. And now you can see here the CPU, this is getting increased. Slightly it will start increase, and it will go more than 60. And again, you can observe the 6th EC2 instance will be created. Okay, so while it is getting created, what I do is, let me close this. In a different tab, let me open the EC2 and let us see, are there 5 EC2 instances created or not? I don't want to close this. In a new tab, I'm opening the thing. If I go to the instances, you can see all the 5 EC2 instances, and all these 5 will be automatically added to the target group also. If they were not added to the target group, there is no use of creating all these servers. If I go to the target group to check that all the 5 servers got added to the target group or not, so click on the target group, and how many are there? You can see all the 5. They will be automatically added by the auto scaling group. And then let us come back to the auto scaling. I think it would be better if I log into the all other servers also and increase the CPU. Then they will go up quickly, because we have 5 servers, right? On 2 servers, we have 100% CPU, and on the 3 servers, we have a 0% CPU. So obviously the average will be less than that, right? So what I do is, I will go to the other 3 servers also, but I don't remember on which servers we executed that. If you see, all the servers are deployed across different availability zones. I think this and this were created. The second and last were created yesterday. Let me launch using the launch time. Okay. The first two already we enabled. The 3, 4, 5 we have to do. Okay. I think I haven't attached the private key. Yeah. Again. But we have to remember that on all servers, you have to stop this process to reduce the CPU. So I will keep all these things as is. This is the third one. And then I have to go to the fourth one also. On all existing servers, I'm going to increase the load. But in the real time, based on the user access, automatically the CPU will be increased. But here we don't have that much traffic, right? That's why we are going to use these commands. So we have finally one more server. Okay, so on all the 5 servers, the CPU is 100%, right? So within 1 minute, you can observe that all the instances are having more than 100%. And you can see some increase in the CPU utilization of your auto scaling group things. Just wait for 1 minute at least. And now you can see it is crossing 50% already. Okay, from the initial onwards, it is for 40. I don't know. Not 20. You can create 30, 40 also. But you have to increase that, right? There is a soft limit. Soft limit is 20. Yeah, everybody will use more than 20. That depends on their requirement. Depends on their requirement, they have to use it. Okay, if I go to the activity, total 5 servers are there. Yep, the others. Okay, what is the limit we have set? 5 or 6? 6. Okay. Okay, let me check. What is the CPU? Okay, it seems on these servers, still the CPU is not high. Okay, let me check. Okay, CPU is 93. you can see that the sixth instance got created. And even you can see in the CPU utilization, you can see a sudden spike because all the three servers got 100% utilization, right? So let us wait one more minute because every 120 seconds, right? Let us wait 2 minutes. Right now it's 6:31. We will wait till 6:33. If no new instance got created, that's what to be happen, right? Then we will stop the load on each and every server. Then the CPU will fall down. Once the average CPU utilization is less than 60%, then it will start deleting all the EC2 instances by maintaining minimum number of EC2 instances to be running all the time. So let us wait till 6:33 p.m. At that time, it should not create any new EC2 instance. So we got all maximum instances. And if you start accessing that particular load balancer URL, the users will be connected across all these 6 servers. Depending on the users, all the users will be connected across all the servers. And how many times you can refresh? You will be spread across different servers and you will be getting the same web page. Okay, right. So we have to wait. It's right now 6:32. Yeah, already 6 got created. There is a maximum. It will not go beyond the maximum number of instances. If you keep that 100% for 10 days also, it will not create more than the maximum number of instances because that's what we have set as a maximum capacity. Even after stopping the CPU also, it will take a lot of time to reduce that CPU utilization, average CPU to drop down to less than 60%. Okay, it's already 6:33, but still we have a 6 only. You can't get any other things. And in the activity, you can see only that 6 instances got created. 5 to 6. It is in the warm-up period. After 120 seconds, it will be added as a successful and it will be in the in service. And here, if you click on the instance management tab, you can see all the instances are in service. In the activity, it was not updated, but you can see all the instances are added into the in service. Can we remove any instance from the in service? By selecting these actions, you can set to standby. So the instance will be in the group, but it will not provide any service. Let us say out of all these 6, one instance is not working properly. So to troubleshoot the issue, we can set that into standby mode and you can log into that server manually and you can check what is wrong in that. If there is any configuration issues or something, you can troubleshoot and you can set it back to in service. Or simple thing, if you delete it, automatically a new server will be created. That will work. But if they ask you to not to delete and to resolve the issue, then that is how you have to do. If you don't put that into the standby mode, the request will be forwarded to that faulty server and the users will get page not found error. Okay, so now what I do is I will go to each and every server and here this is the process ID, right? So how to kill that process is we have to use the command called kill and enter the process ID. So now let us see what is the CPU. Top, it dropped down to 6.2%, right? That will go 0, but average will take 1 minute of time at least. So in the same way, I will stop the CPU utilization on each and every server. Right now, the process is running. What is the process number? 3421. Okay, let me type top command. What is the CPU? 82%. Okay, so now kill the process ID. So now what is the CPU? It's 0. Because it's the Linux, right? There will be not much services running. So it don't consume much CPU utilization. And 3430. Before killing the process, I will check the CPU, TOP, 100%. So to get out of this window, you have to press Ctrl+C. Then the display will be stopped. So kill space the process ID Let me check the CPU utilization, 0%. Okay. And then this is the one. And what is the process ID? 2979. So top, what happened? Okay, I think there will be a inact timeout session will be there. If you don't use the server for, if you don't do any activity, after some time, I think 5 minutes, the session will be terminated. That is for security reason. So what I do is, we have to check. Wait a second. Let me go to the instances. I think for the first two servers, I guess, monitoring. And what is the CPU? It seems 99. Okay. Let me directly connect from here. We can use this option also, right? EC2 instance connect. So username will be EC2-user. So what is the CPU? 94%. Okay, kill. And let me check these two, because these two are the pending ones, right? 3133. No such process. Then 2979. Okay, so let me use the top. CPU came down to 0. Okay, we are good. So we have to do the on the second server also. Top. And the CPU is, yeah, almost 100%. So the command will be kill 3133. So now what is the CPU? It's almost 0. Okay. So now we reduced the load on each and every EC2 instance. So after 1 minute, the auto scaling group will identify that the CPU is less than 60%. The CPU is less than 60%. Then automatically it will start deleting the EC2 instances. So we have to check the CPU, enlarge. So it seems it dropped down to 40. And let me check for the 5 minutes also. For the 5 minutes, it's still more than it. Because in the last 4 minutes, the CPU is 100%. Only for 1 minute, there's a 0. So what it will do? It will do like all 400 by divided by 5. What is the value? Almost 80% or so. Okay. So the average will be varied across the different times. So you have to see that it will go down. But anyways, so here, whenever it finds the CPU is less than the required, automatically it will start reducing the desired capacity by -1, -2, -3, and so on. So here also you can see all the activity, whatever is happening. And all these cause is there, right? This cause you will receive as an email notification. On your provided email address, you will receive an email notification whenever a new EC2 instance got created or an existing EC2 instance got terminated. So on what basis everything is happening? So here there is one option called automatic scaling, right? If you go to that auto scaling group, you can see there is one option called target tracking policy. So this is the place where we have set all the values as required to maintain average CPU utilization at 60%. Because of this, you are getting created. This is what automatic scaling is. And we can create the scheduled scaling and all the things that we can see later. So here it is, the scheduled actions. Once we are done with the automated scaling, we will schedule this also. We will start at like 7 p.m. and we can ask like create 4 instances at 7:05 p.m. So whenever the time is 7:05 p.m., automatically the instances will be created. And you can configure at 7:10 p.m. minimum instances to be 2 only. I mean the desired capacity to be 2 only. Automatically it will be reduced. That we will see in the scheduled scaling. Definitely it will take some time. Earlier we used to get like 10 to 15 minutes of time to start deleting the existing EC2 instances. Okay, what I do is I will keep this as is, and in the scheduled actions, I will show you how to configure a scheduled scaling also. Scheduled scaling is we can set a time, and at that time we will schedule what is our requirement. So while they are getting deleted, I will create one scheduled scaling, configure scheduled scaling to create new EC2 instances at 7 p.m. IST, because we have 15 more minutes, right? So in the meanwhile, the existing instances will be deleted. 7 p.m. IST as below. My requirement is desired capacity to be 5. Desired capacity to be 5. So at 7 p.m., if you have only 2 instances running, so this desired capacity will be set to 5. So running servers are 2, desired capacity is 5. What is the difference? 3 servers. So automatically it will create 3 more servers to match your actual servers with your desired capacity. This is the desired capacity that is automatically changing based on your CPU utilization. But with the scheduled scaling, the desired capacity will be set to 5 even though there is no load. In the same way, you can configure a scale down also. So what you can do is configure scheduled scaling to delete existing instances at 7:05 p.m. IST as below. That is desired capacity to be 3. Along with the desired capacity, you have to set, yeah, that's enough. Desired capacity will be 3. So at 7 p.m., 3 new EC2 instances will be created, like from 2 to 5 will be increased. At 7:05 p.m., the instances count will be reduced from 5 to 3. That is what going to happen. Instead of manually changing the value, we are scheduling a change. At that time, automatically the capacity will be set into this value. That is what scheduled scaling is. Instead of manually scaling, we are doing that. So how to do the manual scaling? Any guess how to do the manual scaling? Okay, manual scaling means like I would like to reduce one EC2 instance. So how to do the manual scaling is select your auto scaling group. I would like to delete one EC2 instance. So the desired capacity to be 5. If I directly go and if I delete the EC2 instance, because the desired capacity is 6, automatically the auto scaling group will create one new instance. So manual scaling is manually changing the desired capacity to the required value. So select the auto scaling group, click on edit, and I will set the desired capacity to 5. Click on update. So I will change this default cooldown to 120. So instead of waiting for 300 seconds, that will be done within 120 seconds. Otherwise, I have to wait 5 minutes for every EC2 instance deletion. So what happened here? Desired capacity 5, but still instances are 6, right? By reducing one instance, it will be matched with the desired capacity automatically. Just we will set this desired capacity manually, and the remaining things will be done automatically. See here, what is the message? Desired is a 5, but still there are 6 instances. So changing the desired capacity from 6 to 5, an instance was taken out of service in response to a difference between desired and actual capacity, shrinking the capacity from 6 to 5. And if you go to the EC2 instances, but why still the termination is not possible? Why the instance is not getting deleted? There are two different options available. One is a cooldown timer. What is a cooldown timer? 120 seconds. So before 120 seconds, the instance cannot be deleted. And there is one more option on load balancer. Whatever the load balancer you are using, in that load balancer, there will be a feature. No, not this one, right? Yeah, this is the load balancer. And here, why I'm getting a different UI? Idle timeout, not this one. Yeah, I'm on new EC2 experience only. Wait a second. Okay, target group, deregistration delay. So before removing an instance from the target group, it will wait 300 seconds. So that, let me reduce that also, because in the real time, 300 seconds is a good value. But for the practice purpose, I don't want to wait 300 seconds, like 5 minutes. So I will change that to 60 seconds. So within 1 minute, everything will be done. Otherwise, you have to wait 5. But while you're doing the practical, don't change all the things. You can wait for 5 minutes, right? So that you can get the clarity. Okay, anyways, let me go to the instances. Let me refresh. Still not yet deleted. And let me go to auto scaling. Yes, just delete the auto scaling group. Everything will be deleted. Delete the auto scaling. Everything will be deleted. So it is waiting for LB connection draining. Like at the time of load balancer connection draining, which is a 300 seconds. We changed it to 60 seconds, right? Already information was received, right? So for this reason, this might wait for 300 seconds. But for the second instance onwards, it won't wait for that much time. And let me check what is the CPU utilization. So it seems it dropped down. So you can expect that the instances to be deleted. Okay, all right. So we will wait. Once the instances got deleted, then only we will go for the scheduled scaling. Otherwise, everything will be messed up. Might be this automatic scaling might delete your instances, but your scheduled scaling might create the new instances, right? So we cannot observe what exactly is happening. Okay, what happened here? No, wait, let me refresh the page. Because in the front the dashboard, I can see only 2 instances running, but here I can see 6 are running. Okay, 6 are there, not 2. So auto scaling practical, you have to wait a lot of time. Auto scaling is one, and there is one more called RDS, Relational Database Service. That will take to create an instance itself, it will take 10 to 15 minutes. For single AZ, it will take 5 to 8 minutes. For multi-AZ, it will take 10 to 15 minutes. That is also like practicals will take a lot of time. Just I am refreshing the page. At what time we disable that, we reduce the load balancing connection draining, or at what time we modified the value from 6 to 5? Any guess? At what time we modified? 6:31. No. We modify the desired capacity from 6 to 5 manually. At what time? 6:48. Okay. Then we have to wait 5 minutes. So that will be 6:53. So you have to wait till that time. Then only you can observe the instance which is in the draining mode will be deleted. Because earlier the connection delay will be 5 minutes, right? 300 seconds. Actually, I should have modified that before modifying this desired capacity. What happened? Okay, deleted. So it might be 5 minutes, or the automatic scaling might trigger the deletion. Whatever it is. Okay. So you can see it got terminated, was selected for termination, and it is like successful. Yeah, this is because of manual scaling only. You can see that everything you can see in detail, whether it was manually updated or whether it was automatically updated, everything you can see here. So at any time, like you can expect these instances will be deleted. See here now, because the CPU is less than 60, the desired capacity got changed to 4. And after 1 minute, the instance will be terminated because the connection, what is that? Load balancer draining period is 60 seconds. So you can wait only for 60 seconds. Not more than that. It will take the same time, because before deleting, first that has to be removed from the target group. Then only the instance will be deleted. So it will take that cooldown period time to remove that particular instance from the target group. Before that time, the instance cannot be removed. You can see here, it was started at 1:22 p.m. IST time, which is like 6:52, right? Yeah, 6:52. So I think we updated at like 6:47 or something. So after exactly 5 minutes, it was done. Okay, here it is. Actually, it was set at 13:16, that is 1:16 p.m. If you convert that into IST, you will get 6:46. After 5 minutes means 6:52, right? Actually, our instance was deleted at 6:52 only. So because of that, we have to wait for 5 minutes. How many instances are there? Desired capacity 2, because still the CPU is less than 60%, right? So continuously it will delete until the minimum number of instances are running. But from now onwards, it will not delete any EC2 instances. What happened? They will be deleted after 60 seconds. You have to wait for that time. So you can see one is getting in progress. And we have 5 more minutes for 7 p.m., right? So they will be created in the meanwhile. What we do is we will configure the scheduled scaling. We will see how to configure the scheduled scaling and all the things. We will set that at 7 p.m. the desired capacity to be 5, and at 7:05 p.m. desired capacity to be 3. With 5 minutes gap, 3 instances will be created and 2 instances will be deleted. Okay, because I might expect more a load between 7 and 7:05 p.m. Generally for 5 minutes, nobody create. We cannot wait a lot of time, right? That's why I'm selecting like 5 minutes of time. 2 minutes, 120 seconds we said, right? Warm-up period, 120 seconds. Okay, let us see how to create the scheduled scaling. To create the scheduled scaling, go to the auto scaling group. Click on your auto scaling group. And then here, there is one option called automatic scaling tab. Click on automatic scaling tab. And here, scheduled actions is there. Click on create scheduled action. Click on create scheduled action. Name. You can give any name, that doesn't matter. Desired capacity 5 at 7 p.m. IST. We can use any name, that doesn't matter. So would you like to create 5 instances every day or at once? Only one day or every day? Basically, scheduled scaling means we have to configure that for every day, right? That is also possible. Or once also you can do that. So here I can set desired capacity to be 5. That means every day at 7 p.m. the desired capacity must be 5. Minimum, maximum also you can set if required. I can say minimum 5, maximum 10 also. So from 7 p.m. onwards, these values will be applied every day. So I can say reference every day. Every day time you have to select, right? Let me select India time. I think you will get Kolkata, Asia, Kolkata. So I will select 7. Sorry, what is the today's date? 15. And time should be 7 means 19:00. Would you like to set an end time? Like what is end time? After 1 month, you don't want to schedule scaling. Then you can set this. So that schedule scaling will not work after that particular date. Okay. You can set the end time also when you would like to end. Okay. Right. So let me click on create. So indefinitely that will be created. Create schedule action, give some name. At that 7 p.m. I would like to schedule action, right? What is that action is? I would like to update the values automatically, like desired capacity to be 5, minimum capacity to be 5, and maximum to be 10. Would you like to do it only once or every day at 7 p.m. you would like to do the same? If you would like to do every day, then you have to select like every day. If you would like to do like weekly once at Saturday morning or something, you can select every week and you have to select the date and time. So if you select Saturday morning 1 a.m. every week on Saturday 1 a.m. it will create or it will maintain those values like 5 desired capacity, minimum 5 and maximum 10. Even though there is no load, it will maintain 5. Okay. Now I will create one more schedule action for 7:05 p.m. What is our requirement? 7:05 p.m. 3 instances to be running. Okay. So now here I will say schedule scaling, 3 schedule scaling, 7:05 p.m. 3 EC2. You can use any name. Desired capacity, I will set it to 3, minimum to be 3, maximum to be 5. Okay, whatever it is, 5. As many you can. As many you can create. So time zone, Kolkata. Start date today at 19:05. That means at 19:05, it will set the desired capacity to be 3. But actually at that time, 5 instances will be running, right? So that automatically to match the values, it will delete existing EC2 instances. So right now, how many are there? How many instances are running? Only 2. 2 are set to delete. Deleting, they are pending state. They will be deleted in just few minutes. So here you can see 7 p.m. is there. I guess these are the instances getting created. I guess 3 are there, right? So that also you can observe in the auto scaling group. If you go to the auto scaling group, what happened here? What is the desired capacity? Minimum is 5, maximum is 10. But what will happen after 7:05 p.m.? Desired capacity will be 3, minimum will be 3, maximum will be 5. Instead of manually changing, every day you have to do manually, right? Instead of that, you can configure this schedule scale. When it is useful is every day at 6 p.m., every day you are getting more number of users and the CPU is going more than that. Before 10 minutes, you can configure this one. And you can set an end date also. Like for 1 month or 1 year or 1 week, you can set any date. After that, the schedule scaling will be removed. Okay, anyways, we will wait for till 7:05 p.m. also. And we can observe that these values will be reduced to the normal values, like minimum to be 3, maximum to be 5, desired capacity to be 3. Okay, if you go to the EC2, how many instances are running? 5. 5. 2 plus 3, 5. Desired capacity we set as a 5, right? So 5 instances will be running. And still they are initializing because it will take like some time, right? To create the instances, it will take like 2 minutes. If it is a Windows servers, it will take like 4 minutes of time, depending on the AMI size. If you have a lot of applications in that, obviously it will take more time. Okay, we will wait for till 7:05 also, and we will observe that automatically the instances are getting deleted or not. But for the concept wise, automatic scaling is enough. But to know the advanced thing, how to manually scale that or how to schedule scale that, for that you have to know like how to create a rule for schedule scaling. And after that, you have to clean up this. Most of the time, what we will do is we will get confused. And once we are done with the practical, we will select all instances and we will go there and we will terminate and we will shut down. But after 5 minutes, all the servers will be automatically created. So there is no use of deleting that, right? So you have to delete the auto scaling group. Then the desired capacity will become 0 and all EC2 instances will be terminated. And load balancer is also available on chargeable basis. So delete that immediately once you're done with the practical. Okay. So what is the time? 7:03. All servers are running, right? Okay. So in the auto scaling group, you can see all the 5 servers are there. And somewhere, let me open that. If I go to the activity, you can see the information also. Why the instances got created. What is the information? The scheduled action. So that is a scheduled scaling. If I do manually, it was mentioned as user requested. And if it is automatic scaling, it shows that something called monitor alarm target. That is automated. Easily you can differentiate between all the actions. Okay. So just wait for 1 more minute. Then the desired capacity will become 3, minimum will be 3, and maximum will be 5. Then so match this number with the desired capacity. This 5 will become 3. That means -1 and -1. 2 EC2 instances will be deleted. We will check that and then we can stop the session. So it's 7:05. And what happened here? Instantly desired capacity became 3, max became 5. And what is the status? Updating capacity. Because this is the actual capacity, right? This has to be updated to match with the desired capacity. How it will be matched? If we delete 2 EC2 instances, then the actual capacity will become equal to the desired capacity. That's what you can observe in the activity. Waiting for ELB connection draining, that will take 60 seconds. Because on the target group, we said that the ELB connection draining to 60 seconds. So after 60 seconds, you can observe that these EC2 instances will be removed from the load balancer, like target group. And then automatically the auto scaling group will start deleting the instances after 120 seconds. So total it will take 2 minutes to delete your existing EC2 instance. So we did at 7:05. So you have to wait till 7:07 p.m. So by 7:07, you can see the instances are getting deleted. What happened here? 2 instances are getting shut down. And how many are there? 3. Those 3 will not be deleted. Those 3 will be running forever because we set the minimum value to 3. So also once they got deleted, I will show you like how to clean up this also. We have to delete auto scaling group first. Clean up the AWS account. So the first one to be, what all we have to delete is, the first one we have to delete auto scaling group. And then we have to delete a launch configuration. Complete reverse order we have to go. Without deleting the auto scaling group, you cannot delete the launch configuration. Or without deleting the load balancer, you cannot delete the target group. Third one, we have to delete ALB. Then fourth one, we have to delete target group. Without deleting the load balancer, you cannot delete the target group. That I will show you. So first thing, we have to delete the auto scaling group. So go to auto scaling service, auto scaling groups. Select the auto scaling group. You can see already 3 instances are there. Click on delete. Type delete. Delete. So now what happened to the desired capacity? 0. What is the minimum capacity? 0, 0. Automatically these 3 will be deleted. That's how we will delete. I will show you here. Okay, again here 60 seconds a draining period. After that, you can see these 3 will be deleted. And then go to launch configuration. Select the launch configuration. Actions, delete launch configuration. So for launch configuration, there is no charges. But without deleting the launch configuration, you cannot, that is not a good idea to delete the AMI. We have an AMI, right? That also we have to delete. Delete the launch configuration. So here you have to use that AMI also. The custom AMI which we created. So then go to the target group. But before deleting the target group, let me try to delete the load balancer, which is not possible. Click on actions, delete. Yes, delete. Sorry, we have to do the target group, right? First. Okay. Sorry, while you are doing, just try to do that. Without deleting the load balancer, you cannot delete the target group. This is the order. Without deleting the load balancer, you cannot delete the target group. So try to delete the target group before deleting the load balancer, which is not possible. So you have to delete the load balancer. Based on the order, just I proceeded with the deletion of load balancer by mistakenly. Okay. Then go to the target groups. Select the target group. How many targets are there right now? Don't trust this value. Go to the targets. You have to refresh the page, so you will get the correct value. Still, it is showing the old data. Actually, there is no EC2 instances available. There is no EC2 instances. Every instance got terminated. But still, it is showing the old data. That's why you can see that like that. No registered targets. If you refresh the page, that will be updated. So select the target group, actions, delete. Yes, delete. It got deleted. Then we have to delete the AMI also. Go to the AMIs under images. Select the AMI. How to delete? Actions, not the recycle bin. Click on actions, deregister AMI. And you can see associated snapshots are not automatically deleted. First deregister the AMI, and then you have to go to the snapshots and you have to delete the associated snapshot of that particular AMI. Custom AMI and associated snapshot. This is the process to clean up the AWS account after the practice of auto scale. Main important thing is these are the parts, especially these three, because you will be charged for auto application load balancer, that is not free tier, and auto scaling group, as it is creating multiple servers, you can exhaust all the 750 free tier usage hours. That's why the 1, 2, 3 you must delete. The 4 and 5, 4 is not chargeable. 5, 8 GB, hardly you will get few rupees of bill per month. That's not a big problem. But the 3 will cost you a huge amount. Okay, right. So this is about the auto scaling, manual scaling, and schedule scaling. Are you guys clear on auto scaling part or any questions? Okay, so if you guys are clear, let us stop the session. Let us continue tomorrow with, so actually the next topic will be VPC, which is the most important one. But to cover that VPC topic, we need to discuss few basics, like what is a network, how the communication is possible in the network, and we must know about IP addressing. That part we will cover in the tomorrow session, like how to identify the public IP, private IP, or if someone gave you 2 IP addresses, how to identify that those IP addresses belongs to the same network or a different network. Those are mandatory while we are creating the networks. That basics part we will cover in the tomorrow session. Okay, all right. Then yeah, that's it. Thank you everyone. We will continue tomorrow with the basics of the network and networking.